South Africa has just emerged from a historic and challenging time. In taking us forward, I wish to remind the House of the words of wisdom by former President Nelson Mandela when he said, and I quote, "It is in the character of growth that we should learn from both pleasant and unpleasant experiences," unquote. A lesson that we should draw from these words as a nation is that our challenges are not insurmountable. The challenging events of the last few weeks and the subsequent resignation of former President Jacob Zuma brought to mind a similar moment a decade ago, if you remember, when former President Thabo Mbeki resigned as President of the Republic. With all of these, I, however, truly believe that our democracy has matured and remains resilient. Honorable members, I take this opportunity to appreciate and commend the role and contribution made by former President Zuma over the last 9 years. We wish former President Zuma and his family all the best in his future endeavors. On the election of the new president, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, we wish you strength and fortitude in this challenging role. I take this opportunity to extend a word of gratitude to the people of South Africa for their patience throughout this trying period. As we move forward, let us be reminded again of the words of Nelson Mandela, that indeed our challenges are not insurmountable. I thank you. Having said that, honorable members, I think this is a moment for me to thank the Honorable Chief Justice for having conducted these proceedings, for having cooperated so quickly with us, and in fact assisting us to even have this election of a new president earlier than what we thought was possible. When we were interacting with him, we were very nervous about the question of his availability. We are really grateful, Chief Justice. Honorable members, will now afford parties up to 2 minutes each to make remarks, and thereafter the President-elect will have an opportunity to address the House for a few minutes, not to really deliver the State of the Nation address. That's for tomorrow. May I check whether honorable members from the DA have something to say? The Leader of the Opposition.
Fellow South Africans, President Ramaphosa, I want to, on behalf of the Democratic Alliance, congratulate you, wish you well, and I want you to know that if you act in the interests of the people of South Africa, we will cooperate as best as we can to assist you in that mission. I do, honorable members, want to remind you that many people have asked the question, what has been the challenge of South Africa in the last 9 years? It would be erroneous of me to say that the problem of South Africa has been, in fact, Jacob Zuma. You, sitting on this side, couldn't even tell him what he'd done wrong. And I want to remind you what he's done wrong. It's thanks to this opposition party that, in fact, we laid charges against him for corruption. We ensured that he accounted on Nkandla, which you removed. We moved motions of no confidence, which you voted in defense of. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a Jacob Zuma problem, we have an ANC problem. And I want to say this, that this is a moment in our country where we must move Section 50 and go back to the people of South Africa and ask them for a fresh mandate, so that we can bring a new beginning to South Africa, so that the people who are without work can find work, the hungry can find food, those who are without schooling can go to a decent school, and ultimately South Africa will belong to all, black and white. Mr. Ramaphosa, I wish you strength, but no, we will hold you accountable, and I will see you in 2019 on the ballot box.
Where is Van Damme?
I call on the IFP.
Thank you very much.
DA, where's Van Damme?
Where's Zwane? Where's Zwane?
ANC, where's Zuma?
Please proceed, Honorable Singh.
Where's Delhi?
Thank you very
Order,
much.
Honorable
Where's
Minister.
Zwane?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable President and colleagues. The word recall has been used so often in the recent past that a certain airline decided to recall a flight this morning from Durban to Cape Town for apparently technical reasons. And the Honorable Buthelezi and two of my colleagues are stranded in Durban, and we tried as much to get them here by private charter because he would have liked to be here to personally congratulate you on your appointment, Your Excellency. So I must apologize on his behalf and on behalf of others. We wholeheartedly support the nomination, Mr. President. We realize that you have no magic wand to cure the ills of the past. But we trust that in the execution of your duties, you will do the right thing. You will get rid of the scourge of corruption. You will inspire hope in all South Africans and international investors. You will remove from your cabinet all those who were allegedly involved in state capture and incompetent ministers. You will appoint a head of the NPA sooner rather than later. You will visit state-owned enterprises and change boards and change leadership of state-owned enterprises to make them organs of development in our country. You will provide certainty, Honorable President, on free education at tertiary level, which was pronounced by the former president, address the scourge of crime and gangsterism, provide opportunities to all South Africans, irrespective of color, race, creed, or religion, mindful of the fact that major sections of our community have been disenfranchised and depressed in the past. We hope that you will deal with the land impasse as soon as possible. Having said this, as my time is only 5 seconds, Honorable President, we'd like to remind you that this is not carte blanche support. We are giving you the benefit of the doubt. We are an opposition party. We will keep you and your cabinet and everybody on their toes to ensure that the 55 million people in South Africa get benefit out of this government. Congratulations on behalf of the IFP. Thank you.
The NFP.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, and honorable members of the House. I'm bringing here, Mr. President, the congratulations from my leader, the President of the NFP, Honorable VZ Kamakwasa Msibi, and entire caucus and the party. You are taking office at a very crucial time in our country when the economy of the country is ailing. Just recently, statistics were released and it was said that unemployment has gone down by only 1%. But 26% is not good enough. That shows that there's a lot that needs to be done. Over and above that, there are various social ills that even the civil society has been speaking about. Not only us here as the opposition, and everybody here has been talking about these ills, but they are evident for everyone to see. I believe that we are all aware that in each and every corner, South Africa was clamoring for what is good for the country. And we hope, therefore, we'll build from there. I think we need to cultivate a new spirit of patriotism, where all of us working together will be able to say we put the country first. Our people out there don't have an employment, they're hungry, they're poor, no road sanitation, everything. We have a lot of our youth who are unemployed. It is now time that we rally around one another and ensure that we build our country. And the issue of SOEs, state capture, corruption, these are the issues that we as the National Freedom Party will put forth, not just to argue and just to criticize for the sake of criticizing, but for the sake of nation building. We therefore, as a deputy, on behalf of VZ Kamakwaza Msibi, the president of the NFP, say to you, we wish you all the best, but we'll be there to watch and do our oversight, to say, let's forge ahead and take our country forward. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
The UDM.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable President, my SG, Honorable Members, yakubona ishibobu ifakile pha kutatomkhulu. Awuhlelanga sitting there wrong apha fambula. Komso. Oh, okay. The United Democratic Movement congratulates President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa. Mr. President, your abrupt rise to the highest office in the land is the collective effort and relentless struggles by the people of South Africa from all walks of life against the tyranny of the then ANC deployed corrupt leader. It is in this regard, I wish to acknowledge and congratulate the determination, selflessness, and courageous decision and actions by opposition parties, citizens of South Africa, notwithstanding the provocative and setbacks from the governing party. Through our collective actions, you have brought the toxic leadership of Mr. Zuma to ground. Indeed, working together in collaboration as a nation on issues of national interest, no one, and especially no political party, will ever think that it is bigger than the people of South Africa. Let us take courage from this historic victory of the people and push forward the struggle against poverty, unemployment, inequality, and corruption. Accordingly, we remain convinced that as a nation we still need to converge under one roof to evaluate progress since 1994, identify stumbling blocks, and collectively craft a common program which we can all be confident that it would guarantee a progressive society and a winning nation. The National Convention should, amongst others, focus on the finding solutions on our economic woes, the land question, lawlessness, and disregard of the rule of law. In view of your recent pronouncement, Mr. President, about the unity of the nation, I am tempted to believe that you will consider this proposal preferable. Finally, okay.
The FF Plus.
Agbare Speaker, namens die Vryheidsfront Plus wil ek vir die agbare president sê baie geluk. Baie sterkte. Ek dink daar is 'n versigtiging in Suid-Afrika dat Suid-Afrika 'n beter president regverdig